YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on winners from week 14. Guys, you know how my internet connection is. I don't know. I was sitting here at the camera and I couldn't see myself. So I had to go through, plug everything back in real quick. So I apologize. I know y'all don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So with no further ado, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Okay, let me see here. Let me get to the comment section. Life and Sports Talking Jack. He said, TD, you called it. DJ Chark, you do. Don't sleep on this man. Good shit, TD. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. And Sports Talk with Jay says, TD called in on AJ Dillon too. I believe with the cold winters coming, he's going to excel. Jones and Dillon's good option. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, guys. Appreciate it. Come on, do not freeze up on me here. Come on, let's keep working now. Let's go. Come on, there we go. There we go. Guys, thank you for staying with me here. I know we had a little technical difficulties in the early. But D. James Talley says, I'm starting Dillon and Christian Watson next week for sure. Waddle and Diggs killed me this last week. But, bruh, I get it. If you sit Waddle and Diggs, it could work. It could work. I'm not going to never sit there and tell you what you own, you're not on, because you know fantasy. I know you know fantasy. But it's no way that I would sit Waddle and Diggs. To me, if you draft bad, sometimes you have to start players. Like, it's all about who you draft. So if you drafted Waddle, you have to start him. And if you drafted bad and you don't like Waddle for your fantasy football playoffs, that's on you. But I feel like if you sit Waddle and Diggs, that could be very bad. I know you ain't saying you're going to sit them, but I definitely would play those guys. But yeah, Christian Watson and Dillon are starts for the week. And Josh, what's up? He said, smash that like button. Great work. Thank you, Josh. Yes, sir. And Josh says, started golf over Brady. Thanks a lot. A lot of weapons on Detroit. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hopefully this internet can quit freezing up, guys. I'm trying to get everything to be synchronized. So I apologize. All right, guys. So, guys, put it in the comment. If I freeze up or anything, let me know. Okay. So starting with the quarterbacks, let's talk about Russell Wilson. Last night Wilson, this was a game for him. Now, he's probably done for the rest of the season for his fantasy purposes, but this was the game that anybody, if you wanted to get cute, you could get cute by putting Russell Wilson out there. But it is what it is, right? So I think Russell Wilson, next year, guys, I think he'll be a better play. They kind of have a little identity now. Jerry Jeudy's probably going to be their number one going forward. And I think they're going to want to bring back Javonte Williams with the injury that he had. And also, they're probably going to bring in some more weapons. The offensive line, get that better too. I'm trying to get this live to catch up, guys. I apologize about this. This is terrible. This is killing my content. Okay. Next. Hold on, guys. Let me see something real quick. Guys, I'm just going to talk behind this. This would be better. That way I ain't got to worry about me catching up with anything or so I'm just going to talk behind this. Guys, let me know in the chat if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, then we have to do something different. Okay. So next is Brock Purdy. Yes, guys, Brock Purdy. And the reason why I want to say Brock Purdy as a winner, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about winners here. Okay, thank you, Mr. Anderson. Appreciate that. The reason why I like Brock Purdy is because, I think he's a winner, guys, is because he had a lot of weapons on this team, and we thought, okay, if he can just not turn the ball over, he could be decent. And he's done it for 2 weeks in a row. So I got to give this guy some credit. Now, listen, I'm good on my quarterbacks. All the quarterbacks that I drafted, I'm not playing musical chairs with them. I'm not trying to see if Brock Purdy a better matchup. I love what I did. It hit. I got Jared Goff. Who else on my quarterbacks? I got Lamar Jackson, but he's out right now. Justin Fields. I got Justin Fields, so I'm not going to try to put Brock Purdy over these guys. But listen, if you got Matthew Stafford and stuff like that, you might have to put Brock Purdy in. Who knows, right? So that's up to you. The next winner is Geno Smith. Now listen, the reason why I got Geno Smith on here, guys, no matter if he throw 2 picks, he still can come back. We're trying to win fantasy championships. We're not worried about the Seattle Seahawks winning games. We're just trying to win a fantasy football championships. So if you got Geno Smith, negative game script or positive game script, I told y'all not to play Travis Homer because this was going to be a Geno-eccentric team. Travis Homer's never been a bell cow. Even back in the day when they would put Travis Homer in with Marshawn Lynch or other guys, he can't handle a workload. So I know this is a Geno or bust team. Now, if Kenneth Walker come in there, then I think it helps Geno, but his numbers might not be as big as far as his passing yards. But his touchdowns will still be there. Tyler Lockett, I still love him. I told y'all about Tyler Lockett. So, guys, Geno Smith is a winner, and here's his matchups in the playoffs. San Francisco, which is tough. That's going to be tough. So if you got another quarterback, like you in a single quarterback league, you might want to sit them against San Francisco. You don't have to, but you can. But Kansas City and New York Jets, I like Kansas City, and even the New York Jets. Sauce Gardner got to take away one play. He can't take away Tyler Lockett and DK. So I think Geno Smith will be okay in the playoffs. I don't think he got a great matchup, but I think he'll be okay in the playoffs, all 3 games. That next guy that's a winner, guys, is Deshaun Watson. And the reason why Deshaun Watson, guys, is a winner is because I see some life in him. Now, listen, he didn't have a great game that we think of old school Deshaun Watson. So that's not huge. I don't need him to have 40 points, 50 points. I needed to see that he's going to get better, and he did. And he did. So, guys, Deshaun Watson, this is probably going to be a star for you in the fantasy playoffs. That 3rd week when he's playing Washington, I'm playing him. New Orleans, I'm playing them. Baltimore next week, I might hold off and see one more game. Just one more game. But after that, I think you're going to have to roll this guy out there. And he got weapons. Now, listen, I got a couple of his weapons on lists, so I'm not going to go ahead and give y'all the sauce right now. I'm going to wait till I get to my wide receivers. But I think he got some weapons for him that matches his skills. You might have to go out and start Deshaun Watson, which would be okay. This is the fantasy football playoffs. All right, next, guys, is Jared Goff. Now, listen, I'm not going to go on another Jared Goff rage because I've talked about Jared Goff a long, long time. I've been telling y'all it don't matter, even though he does you. And listen, guys, this is why y'all might not think I'm 75, 80%. I tell you a player, and he be off for a while. He be off. And then when it really come down to it, now, if I'm not going to say that for a guy to go good, do really good for the first 8 weeks, I'm looking for guys to boom in my fantasy playoffs. So if they don't boom in the fantasy playoffs, I'm not going to claim it. Right? Now, unless it's just something random, and he was the number 1 player, and he just had 2 bad matchups in the playoffs, that's different. But I'm not just going to champion guy. So if Jared Goff go and he don't play good in the fantasy playoffs, I'm not going to count that as I was on him. I'm going to say that I was off on him. So that's why I'm telling you guys, Christian Watson stuff, I can't tell you when they're going to hit, but I know talent. Sometimes I might be a year off. Like I've been on Kadarius Toney for a long time. I still love Kadarius Toney. And have I been right? No, I'm going to go ahead and take it. I'm not going to play a game and dance around it. I haven't been right on him. I've been off on him. But guys, when he hit, I'm going to be disingenuous. I'm like, duh. Because I know this talent. So Jared Goff, guys, for the fantasy playoffs, what I tell y'all? Y'all want to hear about Josh Allen and all these guys? Listen, I ain't been playing fantasy for a long, long time. I've been playing it for 3 years, far as in like a 12-team leagues and stuff. But watching how stuff's changed, guys, this is the NFL. This has been going on for 40, 50 years. Guys that always is not going to hit every single week for you. So you got to be able to wheel and deal and have guys on your team that can back up these big guys in case they start trending. Look who's trending. Look at the tight end position. Look at the wide receiver position. A lot of these guys are not the top guys, even the quarterback position. Justin Fields is up there. Now, he's a league-winning type quarterback. It ain't Matthew Stafford. Now, Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. He is what he is. But it ain't like that for everybody. So, guys, Jared Goff, this is his playoffs. New York Jets, Carolina, and Chicago. Now, the New York Jets, yes, that's a good matchup. I still think they'll be okay. So if you got another option, if you want to go away from the Jets, I understand it because I know what the Jets are. But Carolina, green bean, Chicago, green bean. Yes, guys, green bean. So, and last but not least, here's the bonus, guys. I got a sixth guy for you, a winner, Trevor Lawrence. Now, listen, I know what type of talent Trevor Lawrence was out of Clemson, but was he going to fulfill that? So when he had the bad coaching, when he was with the bad coaching that he had last year, I got to blame it on that. I can't hold Trevor according to that because he's a whole different player. So, guys, this is really Trevor's rookie year. The first year was a wash. So, guys, Trevor Lawrence is getting the sauce now. If you got him on your waivers, you pick him up. Do not leave him out on your waivers. So, because this guy's going. Now, I'm not telling y'all to go start him over some of your studs next week. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying he's getting ready to break out. To me, I need to see one more game. If he does this one more game, he's ready for the breakout. It takes him into the top level quarterbacks that I'm looking for this year in the playoffs and going into next year. Some of these other guys, you got to wash them back. But I'm going to talk about that at the end of the season. Guys that you need to not be targeting for next year. All right, let's move on to my running back position. And again, guys, thank y'all. I know y'all don't see my face, but I got this picture up to keep. If I'm freezing up, I don't want it to mess up the show. So hopefully this doesn't freeze up for you, but hopefully you can hear me fine. So moving on to the running backs. The first winner, this is an easy winner, but I would just want to talk about what he's going to be doing for his game script and the CMC. So that's easy, right? And you know, he got Seattle, Green Bean, Washington. I'm not going to call it a Green Bean, but that's still the CMC. I don't care about that. Vegas Raiders, Green Bean. Guys, they about to use CMC going down the stretch. They can't hold on to him. They don't have Debo. That's why they were still giving the Debo at the end of the game. They don't got nobody else. They're going to have to get TDP and get him off and bring him into the starting lineup. So go pick up TDP. This is an early little stash video or waiver wire pickup. Go pick up TDP because Debo is not going to be there for you for the fantasy playoffs. So they're going to need another running back to spell CMC. So, guys, excuse me if I'm slurring my words. I still got my stitches in the back of my mouth, and they coming out a little bit. Not coming out, but they just falling out, and it's poking on my gum. So, anyway, but yes, guys, so CMC is going to be getting a lot of targets. He's going to be very eccentric. So, don't worry about CMC. I know a lot of you been worried. Don't worry anymore. He's going to smash for you. Yes, sir. Thank you, Second Tate. Appreciate it. This is the best way, bruh. That way I don't freeze up. So, thank you, bruh. Next is Zeke is a winner. Yes, Zeke is a winner. Now listen, guys, this is his 3 games that he got to play in the playoffs. Jacksonville, Green Bean, Philly. Now check this out. They ain't Green Bean. They far from Green Bean, right? Do you know what Zeke had against them the first week that they played them back in like week 5? He had 15 points. That's pretty daggum good for Philly. That's when they was really hot. So, guys, it doesn't matter. Zeke and Tony Pollard are game script proof now. I said what I said. It ain't Dak. Dak is a guy that I told y'all not to be picking. And I end up being right on that. So, Zeke and Tony Pollard are game script proof. They don't matter. They're going to get off. If it's a pass game, Zeke's still going to get goal line carries. Tony Pollard going to catch a lot of passes. He going to get chances on the goal line. So these running backs for Dallas, you roll them out there. Now, listen, do they got to play Tennessee? Yes, they got to play Tennessee. So it's Jacksonville, Philly, and Tennessee is the 3 games. Tennessee doesn't even bother me, even though they're really good against the run. It doesn't bother me because this team, this offensive line, which they got a guy that's hurt, but they got Tyron Smith coming back. They can't stop this run game. Nobody's going to be able to stop Tony Pollard and Zeke. Excuse me. So, I like Zeke. Moving on. Miles Sanders. It's time for me to give Miles Sanders some credit. I've been hard on him for 2 years, talking about Kenneth Gainwell is better than him, and I still believe that. But this is not the time for me to talk about who I think is better. TD, shut up. Shut up, TD. What I'm talking about, so Miles Sanders, guys, I know a lot of you are Miles Sanders fans, and you were right this year. Jalen Hurts, to me, excuse me, Jalen Hurts, to me, is the common denominator, that running quarterback that accentuates him. Now, he don't got to get 15 to 20 carries by himself and trying to, beat an 8-man box. No. he got people worried about Jalen Hurts. So Miles Sanders for the playoffs, guys, he got to play Chicago, Dallas, New Orleans. Is going to be solid. So I just had to give Miles Sanders his credit now. Moving on. Another winner for this week that I want to talk about is Najee Harris. He got to play Carolina, Green Bean, Vegas Raiders, Green Bean, and Baltimore. Tough. But he just played Baltimore and had a good week. You see what I'm talking about? He just played Baltimore and had a good week. So you got to play them in the championship week. Don't be scared about playing Najee Harris. Guys, Najee Harris, to me, is a league-winning player because, guys, he moved down so far, people got rid of him. I held on to him because I can't drop guys that I think that are healthy and got great, going to get a lot of value. So that's why I didn't drop them. But if you drop them, don't be mad at yourself. That's nothing crazy. You had to move on. Some leagues are different. I get it. But Najee Harris, guys, I think it's going to be a league-winner player. He's a winner this week, and I think it's going to be a winner for you in the playoffs. Last but not least is Zonovan Knight. Yes, I said what I said, Zonovan Knight. And the reason why, guys, Zonovan Knight is a winner for this week, because he boomed. You know what I'm saying? Like he had 2 weeks of booming coming out of nowhere. So this is the 3 games that he got to play in the playoffs. Detroit, I'm not gonna call them a green bean anymore, but I still feel good about Zonovan. He just beat Buffalo, so I still feel good about Zonovan. Jacksonville, green bean. Seattle, green bean. So, guys, Zonovan Knight is a winner, and he's going to be a winner for you in your fantasy playoffs, according to my prediction, right? I feel great about Zonovan Knight starting out there, rolling them out there, no matter what happens. You good. So, let's move on to the wide receivers, guys. Let's get through this. Tyreek Hill. That's easy, right? But I just want to tell y'all what this is. Tua had a bad game, and Tyreek still boomed. Uh-oh. Let me drink some water, guys. Ain't that gonna stop me from doing these videos. I don't care how much I'm coughing. Tyreek Hill, guys, Tua had a bad game and he still boomed. The reason why, guys, and I told y'all, and listen, I'm gonna chastise y'all because a lot of you like Tyreek, but you think I'm crazy. This is TD Channel when he talking about Tyreek is the best. Guys, Tyreek Hill is the best wide receiver in the league. Come on now. Come on now. Stop it. I told y'all that's why that's why Christian Watson is booming past all y'all rookie receivers. Because y'all speed don't matter. The game has changed. The game has changed. Tyreek Hill is the best wide receiver, and he's matchup proof because of the speed. Y'all, it's Jalen Waddle. It's Mike McDaniels. No. It's Tyreek Hill. So, guys, if you got Tyreek Hill, and look, this is the games he got to play. Buffalo, Green Bay, and New England. Now, listen, Buffalo is a good matchup. It doesn't matter. None of these, I don't care who it is. I don't care if Darrell Reeves and Dion, and I mean that. If anybody I want to go and get somebody like a top corner, I want it to be Tyreek. So Buffalo, Green Bay, New England, none of that scares me. Even New England, where they'll take you away. If they choose to sell out for New England and Waddle is healthy, then Waddle will eat. So you can't overcorrect and try to stop Tyreek Hill because Mike McDaniel's offense is too good. But I still think Tyreek Hill should be considered for MVP this year. Moving on, Jamar Chase. Guys, now you got to be a little wary. Now listen, Jamar Chase is a beast, but he has no Tyler Boyd and no T. Higgins probably for 2 weeks. You're not going to have those guys in your playoffs. So I want people to tell people that, look, Jamar Chase is a winner, but you might want to worry about him hitting those ceilings because people are going to set out to try to take him away. He got New England, he got Buffalo, and Tampa Bay. If there's no other weapons on the team, like wide receivers, they're going to sell out. They're going to get pressure on Joe Burrow and make him throw it to somebody else, and that makes me nervous. So I'm still starting him, but I just want to tell y'all that. Next is Mike Williams. Now, listen, I started Mike Williams, but did I think he was going to boom? No. But I told y'all, because remember, I stay true to what I say. Start your studs. It don't always work out, but that's how I like to go down with the ship. And it paid off for me with Mike Williams. Mike Williams, guys, in the playoffs, he got to play Tennessee, Indianapolis, and the Los Angeles Rams. Tennessee is weak against the pass. Indianapolis weak. Los Angeles Rams, they not even playing for nothing. So Mike Williams, guys, the whole offense for the Chargers might be booming in the playoffs. So you stay with Mike Williams. He's a winner for this week too also. Next is DPJ, Donovan People-Jones. Now, Donovan People-Jones, guys, is going to probably be Deshaun Watson #1 weapon because of his deep threat, like Will Fuller. He's the Will Fuller of this team. So if you got Donovan People-Jones, guys, you play him every week in the fantasy football playoffs as a flex play. To me, it don't really matter where you put him. That's how people category. Don't worry about that type of stuff, about where he at in your lineup. Don't worry about that. You just start your best players. I don't know why people be like, put him in your flex at the 2 spot. Damn, does it matter? He's going to score points. Unless you give me a multiplier position, I don't give a damn where I start him, as long as he's a starter. So DPJ is a starter. He's got Baltimore, New Orleans, and Washington. It don't matter because he's that speed. He can get behind anybody. He can get behind Baltimore. He can get behind New Orleans and Washington, especially with Deshaun Watson with his scrambling ability to open it up even more. All right, last but not least, guys, and I'm going to try to do this because I'm choking. You see that I'm coughing. I got a cough, but I'm going to try to do this. DJ Chark do-do-do-do-do-do. DJ Chark do-do-do-do-do-do. DJ Chark do-do-do-do-do-do. DJ Chark. DJ Chark do-do-do-do-do-do. DJ Chark do-do-do-do-do-do. DJ Chark do-do-do-do-do-do. DJ Chark. Yes, guys, DJ Chark. Now, listen. Have I been champion DJ Chark the whole year? No. But I've told y'all about waiver wire videos because I don't go to them easy guys. I know you need guys like this that you can stash and have on your team. So I've been talking about DJ Chark for what? 5-6 weeks since he's been healthy, since he came back, because I started talking about a lot of guys on the Detroit Lions. So DJ Chark, guys, he got to play the New York Jets, which doesn't scare me because there's so many weapons. I don't know where Sauce and these guys are going to try to shut down this offense. But they got to play the New York Jets, Carolina, and Chicago. And tight end, guys, let's get over this tight end video. Then I'm going to get to the comments and answer everybody's question. Tight end, Chico Okonwo. I told y'all I've been talking about Chico for what, about a month? If you ain't got him, that's on you. I know I talk about a lot of players, so I'm not going to say that every player that I mentioned, you got to go pick him up. You don't. But this is what I say about my homeboy, CHB. He's the one who comes up on the channel a lot. I listen to his team. It sounds like every player that I talked about, he picked up. And I can help him a lot because I know what I feel the players. Now, listen, I can help you even if I don't got the players. But it's like fixing a dinner that you bought the ingredients. I'm not going to make that dish as good as you can. You bought the ingredients. You wanted to pick Derrick Henry. I said pick Saquon. I can't help it all. I can't fix you all the time, but I can try my best. So, guys, if you can, lease the players that if it sounds crazy, at least go stash them a couple weeks. That's the only thing that I can tell you that might help you out a little bit more, because I know I just named players out and I don't want to sit there and just try to say you need to pick up every person that I say because I'm that good. No, that's not true. But Chico, guys, he got to play the Chargers, Houston, and Dallas. Even with Treylon Burks, I think he's still to be a good top 10 tight end for you, even when Treylon Burks come back. Now, I might lower my expectations with Treylon, but I still think he's going to be really good with Treylon there because he showed something. One thing about coaches, guys, and this is where I think I get a head start on my channel. If you put out a play and he go crazy, you just can't sit there because another player coming back. You don't do that. You got to try to find a way to get this player in the game. So that's why I think Chico going to be okay. All right, next is Evan Ingram. Now, listen, I was off on Evan Ingram, but he had a boom game. It is what it is. So I don't got a lot to say about Evan other than if you got him, guys, you hold on to him and you play him. You roll him out there. Don't try to play matchups. If you play matchups with tight end outside of Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and George Kittle and some of these guys, so you don't play matchups with them, where if you got them, you put them in. But anybody else, you pick your tight end and you run with it. If you think the guy's good, you think he's special, you roll with it. Like Greg Dotris. He didn't have the Chico game. But if you bitch somebody and you go to Greg Dotris this week, he could boom for you. So you can't just go, okay, I'm a alternate. You're going to miss every time. Stay with a guy and ride it out consistent, and you'll get more from him than you going to switching partners every time. I said what I said. Don't switch partners every time. Stay with somebody and build something with. somebody that you know got talent, that they starting to get him targets. That's how you play Evan Ingram. You don't play Evan Ingram. Well, should I pay Pat Freiermuth for Evan Ingram? I don't play that game. I'm not smart enough to pick the right player when it comes to that. I'm sorry. But what I do know is if you got Evan Ingram, he's the starting tight end, you picked him up for a reason, then ride him out. All right, moving on. Pat Freiermuth. Guys, Pat is a beast. You got to play Pat. Pat is getting a lot of targets. Even with Kenny Pickett being out with a concussion, I still think Pat going to get hyper-targeted. So no matter what, you play Pat Freiermuth, he got to play Carolina, Las Vegas, and Baltimore. None of those matchups matter when it comes to Pat Freiermuth. So, guys, this is a tight end next year. This is a top 5 tight end that you target next year. All right, moving on. We got 2 more guys. Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz has been balling out since he came off that knee injury. I dropped him in the league, and that was bad for me. I haven't picked up a player that had his back. Now, I did get the Njoku, but Dalton Schultz is playing better than Njoku, even though Njoku is booming. So, I got Dalton Schultz is playing Jacksonville, Philly, and Tennessee. And because he played tight end, none of those teams scare me. They're going to be trying to take away that run game that Dallas got. So Dalton Schultz is going to have one-on-one every time. All right, guys. Last guy is David Njoku. And I've been on him all year. And you might say, well, TD, why was you on him? Let me go a little bit before I get to everybody's questions in the comment. I appreciate everybody staying in here. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. Guys, so last year, I knew David Njoku when he came out of college that he was like raw. He didn't know, he was just an athlete. So when I seen that he'd take off as a rookie, I was like, he need time. Well, at the end of last year, the last 2 or 3 games of the season, he looked really good. And I seen him lining up at wide receiver, getting targets from Baker Mayfield. So I'm like, wait a minute now. I'm like, David Njoku, okay. So going into the season, I know it's a lot of volatility at the tight end position. I'm like, listen, David Njoku is a good guy. It's going to be a good tight end to pick up because this is a young stud that got great athletic ability, and they started using the last 2 games of the season when they were just trying to find out what they had. Now, I didn't know this. Next thing I know, a week later, they give him a big-ass deal. Now, it made me look like super smart, but hey, I'm just going with my knowledge. As the Bible say, your gift will make room for you. So, guys, that's why I was on David Njoku, because that's the way I look at players. I know when you're raw and you got a lot of talent and you got to build on something, and he did. So that's why I was on David Njoku. All right. So let's get to the comments, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. All right. So let me go to the first one. Yeah, Josh says, smash that like button. Great work. Appreciate that, Josh. And he says, started golf over Brady. Thanks a lot. A lot of weapons for Detroit. Yes, sir. And Brett S says, got first place in a bye week. Thanks, TD. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, bro. And Mr. Anderson, what's good, bro? Need Hunter Henry and Ramondre to put up Trinity. Ramondre might do that by itself. He's playing Arizona, so he can do that by himself. So you got you in a great predicament, bro. Josh, he says, I know you like the Jets fantasy playoff matchups. Would you trade away Montgomery for Zonovan Knight? Hell yeah. Yes, sir. I ain't been high on Montgomery. Listen, Montgomery's okay, but Justin Fields is the sauce on that team. I don't really want nobody else since Darnell Mooney went down. Cole Kmet and Justin Fields is the 2 guys I want on this team. Other than that, it's a crapshoot. Yeah, bro. Go get Zonovan Knight. And Mr. Anderson, thank you for being patient, guys. I know this live was kind of crazy, but I'm gonna keep grinding, and I am going to work out some things in the off season to get this a better, more efficient live. So thank you, guys. Your loyal supporters. I love y'all, guys. I really do. Josh Diet said we can hear you. Thank you, bro. Second Take says can't see you, but I can hear you. Thank you, bro. And Second Take talked about Chris Moore, guys. Chris Moore. It was a process of elimination. Nico was out. Brandon Cooks is not playing. You got to take he took a wide receiver. They had 2 different quarterbacks. So am I going to chase that? No. But if Nico Collins don't come back, that will be a guy that could be in my flex. I tell you that. But I'm not going to chase those points and sit somebody to put him in when it's a lot of stuff going on over there. But if I if I need a guy and Nico don't play and I need a wide receiver or a flex, Chris Moore is a good flex play. And Brock needs a MRI. Okay. Somebody needs Brock. I don't know who Brock is. But he said he needs an MRI. And Second Take says, feel better with your stitches. Yes, sir. I feel better. It's just they still healing in my mouth. And Second Take says, yeah, they are leaning on the run. Also, Eagles in the red zone a lot. Yes, sir. My nephew. What's up, nephew? What's up, Eliza? And Second Take says, I agree with you with Triple Crown. Yes, sir. I told you. I told you he was going to win the Triple Crown this year. And Second Take says, Jerry Judy Broncos country finally. Yes. He contributed finally, bruh. He did. And I was telling people to play him. I knew it was about time. Process of elimination. Mr. Anderson says, Bam or Kamara week 15. Bruh, that's going to be tough. I'm going to have to go ahead and sit Kamara. He ain't showed me nothing in the last 5 or 6 weeks. I don't got nothing to pull on. So I got to go with Bam in this one. Great question. And Second Take says, yeah, I like him as long as Burks is out, I feel. Bruh, now that even with Burks come back, I still think he'll be a solid tight end. Maybe not I played him in the flex. But this week, I just stick to a tight end position with Treylon coming back. Second Take says, Cowboys almost lost. Going to be a tough wild card. It is, bruh. And Second Take says, Coach TD greater than Matt Patricia. Bruh, I ain't going to cap. I can pick better talent than him, but he know more because he been with Bill Belichick. He know more of the X's and O's and the holes and how to send the offensive lineman up the hole and the leverage that they got to do. I just need to go be around a coach for a couple of years, and I could be a coach. I ain't trying to be cocky. Just know I coach Little League and stuff like that and played football for a lot of years, so I do know football. But Matt Patricia, I think it's going to be okay. Bill Belichick is just giving him a chance to learn on the fire. So, guys, don't knock Matt Patricia so much. He's learning. You got to give a person to learn. It's like a job. How you going to keep saying a person don't know something you ain't never gave them the opportunity and then give it to them where guilt-free, where if they make a mistake, you don't take them out. That's what Bill is doing for Matt. Don't knock that, guys. Give Matt. I don't like what Matt did in Detroit, and I didn't like what he said to Darius Slade. There's a lot of things I don't like about Matt, but I do respect Bill Belichick giving him a chance because, listen, when somebody give me a chance, I don't want to be like I do a bad game. I have a bad game and they take me out of my job and they cut me or fire me. That's not fair. Let me learn. So let Matt Patricia learn on the job. Give him a year. Because when other coaches come in, I want that same thing to happen to them, to give them a year. Let them learn. And Second Take says, I like to get 2 to 3 late tight ends unless you don't get Kelsey. Yes, I agree. That's great strategy. And CHB says, all right, so I got the 13th win in a row. Yes, sir, bruh. Yes, sir. You about to win a fantasy championship, bruh. And CHB says, I can hear you. Thank you, bruh. And Second Take says, 49ers quarterback needs a MRI. Oh, Brock Purdy. Okay, yeah, he does. Yep, so he might be out, but I just needed to talk about him because he was a winner for the week. But I heard about that. He could be out next week. And Second Take says, who is the better judge or Patricia? Who is better, Judge or Patricia? I say Judge. And the reason why I'm going to say Judge, because he better a little bit esoterically, trying to motivate his players, seeing outside of the X's and O's. So I say Judge in this one. Yes, sir. And CHB says, Mark Andrews let me down, though. Bro. Yeah, I know, bro. But listen, it doesn't matter. It ain't a lot of good tight ends. That's not going to make you lose your week, bro. That's not going to make you lose your week. So if you got to go into week 15 and you got to play him, or let me say week 16, and you got to play him, just do it, bro. Roll him out there. Unless you can get somebody like David Njoku where you might make that move, and I still might not even do it then, right? Because that's you know what I'm saying? And I always say this, dance with the girl that you came to the party with. If you start going around asking a bunch of girls for numbers, you might not go home with nothing. So if you stick to what you went to the party with, at least you got a shot, right? All right, guys, so I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Let me see if I can bring – no, that thing is froze up completely. But yeah, guys, Tyreek Hill, I told y'all that he was gonna hit this year. But like I said, I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna do about things that I was right and things that I was wrong and break it down like in a T chart. And that way, guys, it can help me reflect from this year. But that's later after the fantasy football playoffs. So, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you get these wins today for tonight, because I know we still got a couple players. I got a couple players going. And also, good luck going into your fantasy football playoffs. I will be going live tomorrow, too, guys, and giving you some waiver wire ads. So, guys, y'all be safe. Peace.